Hi folks, welcome back to Deltara Park. Today we're going to get into some animals, sort of. Anyway, we're starting here at Djadochta's Isle, and we're going to head up and start our Cretaceous trek into what's likely to be the biggest part of the park, at least in early access to the game. We have mostly Cretaceous animals. So I'm going to spin around here, and what you're looking at now is the final pavilion. Here is the early build pavilion. It's just for what would be Protoceratops. We have a stand-in in there now, with the intention to later add on in the game as more animals become available, since Protoceratops is likely to be a starter level animal. Now, Pseudoceratops is in there right now. I chose the smallest females I could find to get in there, but they're still too big. So here is the Djadochta. I think I mangled that again. The Dunes Pavilion, which is going to house three animals ultimately. One would be the Protoceratops here, uh, guest starring the Pseudoceratops, and the guests can view from the side and from the other side. When this was a standalone pavilion, you wouldn't see the entrance to the further pavilion there. It would be a similar shelter as it is right here. So let's head on down to the main part of the pavilion. Uh, and You can see it's sort of divided into two parts. On the left we have Oviraptor, and on, excuse me, on the right we have Oviraptor, and on the left we have the Night Hunter of the Dunes. You can figure out who that is as we uh, jog our way around to go in. It's tight maneuvering in here without hitting a wall or going through a wall uh, because of the space. These are all small animals. They wouldn't get a lot of traffic the same way, I think. And so theoretically it shouldn't be too bad, but for this camera it is. And now you know for sure who it is. This is Velociraptor. We go through the airlock entrance. It's actually more of a light lock than an airlock. And inside we see the long view down this habitat. Also still arid because these animals are all from the same formation and the same area of the world. So spin around. This little lobby area has some seats for people who might want to hang out for a while or are just too tired. And now we're in a wall. I told you it was tight maneuvering. Get out of the wall. And we get this little kind of narrow cave-like passage. Um, I'm not entirely happy with that, but it's the build for now. It's alpha. It's going to be tricky. I'm currently circling the wrong place to show you where the little haybed shelter is for the velociraptors. It was just to the left of that. We're working our way down this little narrow passage to the exit. We're going to take a stop off and take a glimpse. Center screen there, just off the left of center, is the door for the keepers to get in. And there is also a wall that is sticking out where it shouldn't be. I'll have to fix that. Ignore the wall for now. And let's proceed on out of this day for night sort of exhibit. It'll ultimately be lit red. We'll take a right turn to get out and find ourselves facing the Velociraptor habitat. But before we take a look at that, we'll spin to the left, see the entrance into it for the keepers, and this kind of gated area. This is access for the keepers to the backstage area, and they can get to the Oviraptor exhibit from an entry in the back of the building through here, and they can also theoretically get out of this gate. They could talk to the public who are in the pavilion proper. So let's go through the glass so you can get a better look at the habitat. And now I'm lined up and through the glass. This one also is kind of long. You can see they have a pool. Both the Protoceratops and the Velociraptors have pools as well. Um, we don't have water dishes at this point, so the only way to give the animals an in-game drinking thing, which they actually don't do, but should in beta, um, give them something to get their water from. Down near what's the entrance of this covered area, there's an area where guests can look into the side of the exhibit as they can on the Protoceratops. And fenced off here is a little garden of arid scrubland type vegetation. And yeah, that's a mouthful to pronounce, but that is the formation that these animals are from. It's often called Flaming Cliffs. That was the name that was given to it by the New York American Museum of Natural History expedition in the 30s when they discovered it and discovered Protoceratops and Velociraptor, if I'm not mistaken, and Oviraptor as well. And that's where Oviraptor got its inappropriate name as egg thief. It turns out from subsequent finds we know that Oviraptor was not stealing the eggs, but more than likely protecting them because it was its own eggs. So those animals in there are the Nasutoceratops. They're about cow-sized, and Protoceratops is really about sheep-sized. So about twice the volume we're talking there. So let's go up, take a look at the building as a whole. You can see backstage area in the back. I've got skylights for the daytime animals. There's the backstage facilities thing. Yeah, skylights for the daytime animals because they come from arid environments. This is a tropical environment, and they would have all kinds of problems being in the wrong humidity. So the building is to protect them from that. There's a bit of a backstage area back here. There's a door into the Protoceratops exhibit, 3 bays of storage workshop area for the keepers, and at the far end another door into the back there to get to the other 2 exhibits. So a design built to expand as the park makes enough money to be able to afford such extensive building, with Protoceratops being the initial animal. So, and yeah, there's the door hidden by rocks. It also would give the animals a place to get out of public sight. And that low point, whoops, yeah, never mind that. I was going to tell you about where the water hole was, but I didn't linger long enough. So there it is. And I think once again we're coming to the end of a video. So, you know, the usual stuff. Subscribe, like, comment. I appreciate the support of those people who have so far. And next time we will continue our Cretaceous trek and take a look at Nasutoceratops where it belongs. Pretty much swamp environment. Dino Bob signing off.